Hi guys, welcome to Miami Life and Fitness. In today's video, we're going to be talking about post cycles for men and women, but mainly for women because I do get asked quite frequently about what women should take post cycle off Anavar or Primo or Anavar and Primo or something else. So we're gonna get right into the video. If you're gonna like this video and you're interested about this topic, hit the like button now. Subscribe to my channel because my channel is very informative and very real and raw about anabolics, fitness, and food, and of course, how to balance your hormones. So getting right into the video. A lot of women ask me all the time, at least once a week during the consultations, and even some of my clients, I just got off a cycle of Primo, what is my post cycle? What do I have to take to restore my hormones? Or I just got off Anavar, I took it for 2 months. Alright guys, so we're going to get into first what is a post cycle, or a restoration cycle is what some men call them. Remember that men and women are very different when it comes to taking a cycle, what's included in the cycle, and what comes after the cycle. Most of the time, women do not need a post-cycle therapy, a PCT. We will get into that later. What I want to get to now is what is a post-cycle or restoration cycle. It is a cycle to do just that, to restore your hormones and get them back into balance because they have been shifted, altered because of the types of stimulants and compounds used and the doses that were used. Then a man would need to restore their hormones because they have just been taking an excessive amount or a high dose depending on what they're doing, whether they're competing or not. So the thing is, men obviously need to always take a test base, and because men can take androgens whereas women cannot, then men will obviously add other compounds, sometimes an AI depending on how a man aromatizes, or just how heavy of an androgenic compound he's taking, or how many compounds are in his cycle put together, along with proviron, which increases progesterone, increases free testosterone, and helps naturally block estrogen. It's not an estrogen suppress, it's not an AI, but it does help to block the estrogen enzymes as they creep up, which is why some men can just get away with taking test, proviron, and maybe Anavar or Primo in a cycle, or EQ, or some men actually need proviron and an AI maybe once or twice or every other day, depending on how much he is aromatizing. Now, some men that are getting into a huge, I don't like to use the word bulking, but basically it's a gaining cycle, it's a gain muscle cycle, or building cycle, or growing cycle, then there's going to be heavier compounds used, whether it's D-bol, which is my favorite oral for men, or Anadrol, or they can be taking EQ, they can be taking Tren, they could be taking Trestolone, they can be taking Deca. All of these compounds will actually help you grow very, very fast. So depending on what they're taking, which again, proviron helps with Tren because it's the only one that has a, it protects against a prolactin hormone. Don't compare it with Caber, which is old school. That is the only benefit that Caber has, whereas proviron has multiple other benefits, including to protecting you against the lactating hormone from Tren. So when men are using this type of cycle, and especially if you're using Tren, your body will need a longer post cycle because of the Tren, or if you're taking Deca, which could literally last in your body anywhere from 6 months to a year, will sit and deposit in the liver. So you really do have to be careful with Deca, you have to be careful with Tren. I have one of my clients now that got off Tren 3 months ago and his body is still not restored. So men, really be careful with Tren. It is great, but you have to know how to take it. Most of the men that I know and that I don't know abuse Tren, and you shouldn't. So again, your post-cycle therapy will be anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks depending on your cycle, depending on how long was a cycle and how high were your doses, and depending on the types of compounds that you took. If you just took a TRT plus cycle, such as like Test and EQ and Primo, you probably will have a very short post cycle, maybe about 4 weeks to restore. And there are certain compounds that I use in the cocktail of the PCT to restore your hormones as soon as possible. If you're taking other supplements and you were exceeding your doses, then your PCT maybe 8 weeks, sometimes even 10 or 12. So just be wary of that. A woman's post cycle is this. Women don't need a post-cycle ever. Not after Anavar, not after Primo, and not even after Primo and Anavar. The only time a woman would actually need a PCT after taking Anavar or Primo together is if she is competing and has been taking these two compounds for a very long time and her estrogen is now very, very low. Then a woman would obviously need to restore and rebalance source hormones to get the estrogen back up to normal, because the estrogen is basically tanked. So these are the one thing that I wanted to get out there, is that women normally do not ever need a post-cycle therapy after Anavar alone or after Primo only. It's just the way it is. So I guess I just covered 2 in 1 about what a post-cycle is and who actually needs it, but I'm gonna recap right now. Again, for men, it really all depends. Men, if you're over 35 or you're over 40, or some of you that I know are over 30 and have your test levels really, really low, you will need to be on a TRT regimen for the rest of your life. I don't care what you say about it. There's no such thing as cycling on and off. Women, same goes for you. If you're 28 years old or 32 years old and your hormones are not balanced and they are out of whack, you need to restore your hormones and get them balanced so that you can feel good again, have energy to live your life, get rid of the mood swings and the brain fog and the I can't sleep and I'm lazy, I can't get out of bed because I have no energy and I'm fatigued. You embrace the fact that you will need to be on this hormonal replacement therapy, which is an HRT, or the testosterone, whether it's a pellet or the injections, but you will need to be on this the rest of your life. So you have to embrace it. There is no such thing as cycling on and off. It's really frustrating when I hear women saying that are over 40 years old, how long do I cycle this? Honey, you gotta cycle this shit forever. You have to cycle this shit forever. The only time you stop is when you say, I don't want to feel good anymore because I don't care how I feel, how I look, and how I treat others. When you get to that point, that is when you can get off cycle. And that is when the only time you should ever say off is when you feel that way, when you've hit that breaking point. Other than that, if you want to feel good, if you want to feel sexy, if you want to continue to have your confidence, if you want to build muscle and reduce body fat, not have brain fog, have a healthy sex drive, be nice to your family, get up in the morning, enjoy your husband, your wife, your kids, your family, not be fatigued, not be lazy, not want to hate getting up and going to work, not having mood swings and not being irritable, and not just being a nasty, dumb, ugly, non-confident bitch, then you need to embrace the fact that you will need to be on a hormonal therapy cycle for the rest of your life. It is what it is, okay? It is what it is. It's just like right now, if you had problems with your thyroid and your thyroid was no longer producing T3, it was now hypo, which is under your slow metabolism and slow thyroid, you will need to be supplementing with a thyroid medication to increase your T3 and to have normal metabolism, right? Right. Everybody say right, right? You have to supplement to fill in what is no longer being produced by your thyroid. Your hormones are exactly the same thing. So when you hit menopause, or if you're smart and you're wise and you want to do things right before you hit menopause, before you even go through all those nasty hormonal shifts, then you want to regulate your hormones and maintain them regular, just like I do, so that you can feel good forever. And you know what? You won't even know menopause hit because it won't even hit. You're gonna do this. Here's menopause. And you're still riding the wave of your life because you're never gonna hit it. You will never hit that and fall face first because you are always maintaining your hormones regulated. Okay, it's the same thing. You have to supplement what is no longer being made. You have to supplement what's no longer being produced, and you have to supplement so you can keep your body in harmony and balance. So ladies, just know that if you are taking Anavar Primo, there is no PCT. Ladies, if you are in that menopause or hormonal stage, over 30, over 35, definitely over 40, you will need to be taking supplements the rest of your life. You can take a test pellet, you can do test injections, you can do MPP and Anavar Primo, and Anavar, or just Primo, or just Anavar. It's whatever works for you. A lot of women want to jump on 2 and 3 supplements at once. I really don't know why, but honey, if you're not competing at a high level, there's really no need for you to take testosterone, Primo, and Anavar. It's just overkill, overkill. Okay, Anavar and test will be just fine. Anavar and test will be just fine. But ladies, want to make sure that you keep your estrogen in check. If you like this video, hit the like button now, share to all your guy friends, to your girlfriends, and let them know that if they need a consultation to discuss supplements, cycle, post, what I include in my post to restore men and women, then hit the like button and send me an email to set up a consultation, and comment below, because this is a really, really important topic and a lot of people really miss out on this, and that's why they never get restored. So everyone, have a great week. We'll see you soon.